So you obviously played goaltender, which is a position that has been characterized over the years by a lot of folks who are a little more reserved, maybe a little more loner types, kind of stick to themselves. But you kind of put the position on the map, so to speak. You were in New York. You were always out and about. You had incredible suits. You're on GQ wearing the fancy suits. Your hair looks amazing. What was it
Hell
about the
yeah.
goaltender position that you wanted to play and that you were attracted to? Because, like, look, you're incredibly handsome. You're wearing that big mask,
Oh,
covering
thank
up the
you.
face. What was going on there? What was the thought process?
Well, I don't know. If you want to be a goalie, obviously, you want to be a factor in the game. If you don't feel comfortable with that, I think the position is not for you because it is a lot of pressure, and a huge part of having success is the mindset and dealing with your emotions and pressure and all that. But I remember before I moved to New York, a lot of players that played in the league, they came back to Sweden over the summer. We trained, and they said New York will fit you perfectly, Hank. They knew my personality, and I wasn't sure exactly what they talked about, but coming to New York, it fit me perfectly. To your point, I like to do different things, and I'm very intense when it comes to the game and preparation. So I need outlets where I can do other things and focus on other things. Otherwise, it becomes too much for me.
Yeah, you know what, fellas, when we played together, we MSG was getting remodeled, and we had to go over like the premier games, and we see that each season for a while there where you're having games in Europe, and ours was, I mean, remember Hanky, we covered like 6 countries or something crazy that one year, and so we were in Sweden, and like obviously I know Hanky is a big deal, and I figured he'd be a big deal back in Sweden. But I didn't realize not just in Sweden, we were in Slovakia, and we were in Switzerland, and we were kind of bouncing all over the place. And it's like, this guy's like a goddamn beetle over there. Like literally, like we'd be over there, guys. And it wasn't just like, I don't even know how to explain it. It was equivalent, because this is what I saw when I was in Pittsburgh. When you go on the Canadian swing out west with Sid, it was the same thing. It was like it felt like you're the Beatles, and we all look like security walking around, and that's the star. But that was the same thing with you, Hanky. And like, I mean, and like, how good does it feel to be? I remember we were playing in Sweden, and I mention this, and I just found it really cool because Gumps here is a big soccer fan, right? And I thought that the feeling over there in Europe had like a lot of a soccer feel as far as the fans. And they used to always sit there in the games we played in Sweden. What would they say to you? They'd be chanting something to Hanky. And Hanky's always dialed in, right? They'd say something to him, and all of a sudden he'd do like a bunny hop in the net, and they'd go, ah! They start going nuts. I'm like, so what was that? Is that a normal thing that you always had to do over there, or what?
Yeah, they want you to wave, they want you to jump, and at first it was kind of between whistles, but after a few years, it was during the game. And if you didn't do it, they kind
like
of
the play was at the other end.
Kept going.
Oh yeah, they want me to jump, and if you didn't do it, they started yelling that I had to wake up, and they thought I was asleep. So I kind of knew what was coming when we went over with the Rangers. But to your point with soccer, the atmosphere, a lot of drums, flags, and you usually have one section that are, it's pretty intense, and then the rest of the arena kind of gets going once in a while. So it's a little bit different when you play in the NHL, where you have more the entire arena or nothing. But over there, you have this section that just goes for 60 minutes, singing, drumming, whatever.
Hank, I got to go back to the fashion here. Possibly the best dressed man of all time in the NHL. Was that something you picked up when you got to the league, or were you big into fashion growing up as well?
Definitely not growing up. I think maybe when I started making my own money, I started to buy more clothes. I definitely had an interest for it between 18 and 22, 23 before I moved to New York. But looking at old photos, oh my, I was all over the place with different styles, haircuts. It was a disaster, but I guess that's part of growing up and kind of find yourself and what you like and what you don't like. But no, it was there before I moved here, and obviously New York is a perfect place for for a lot of interests, and fashion is one of them. Where what I love about New York is however you want to dress, however you want to, who you want to be, you blend in, and it's so comfortable. You don't have to be a certain way, and it's very refreshing that way.
So once you're called the fucking king of New York, you didn't feel like you had to dress at a higher level? I mean, I don't know. Maybe like if I'm sitting there and they start calling you the king, I'm like, I might have to put my joggers away for a little bit.
No, it didn't change. I loved suits even in Sweden. I remember, and back there we took the bus to a lot of road games, and a lot of my buddies back home, we would joke about it, but I was probably the only guy in a suit going on the bus for 4 hours. Back, all the other guys had track suits or whatever. I just felt like going to a game. It was like part of the routine to get ready, and I'm sure that my suit collection has improved over the years, but it's been kind of part of my routine, getting ready for a battle in a way.